You're going to get arrested for obstruction. Leave.
Just last night, I posted video showing the Cabell County, West Virginia Chief Deputy Chuck Zerkle frantically trying to stop two women from filming the arrest of a homeless man after witnessing the officers allegedly slamming the man's head into the side of the police car.
Get out.
Don't touch me.
Get.
No.
Get.
Nope, you're recorded, sir.
Get out of here.
I had a suspicion that this was about a lot more than cops just not wanting to be recorded, but that it was about cops concealing civil rights violations, trying to stop bystanders from catching it on camera.
Leave.
We're just recording what you're doing to us.
You want a set of handcuffs? Come on.
After visiting the scene myself, it looked to me like they had been trying to arrest this guy outside of the view of the surveillance cameras. But thanks to some of you who saw that video, we now have the surveillance footage from that building, from that camera, and it shows everything. Well, except for what got mysteriously, inconveniently deleted. If you haven't yet searched the internet for private information about yourself, then you might be shocked at what you find. I investigate people online all the time because there's just a wealth of information out there. There are these shady data brokers out there who are not only collecting your personal information online, but they are packaging it and selling it to the highest bidder. Businesses, banks, insurance companies, and of course, the government. All of this is happening without your knowledge or your consent. There is a way to prevent it. I use a product called Incogni that not only tracks down those shady data brokers who have your information, but they then have that data completely removed from the internet. You don't have to be a lawyer to do it. All you do is sign up for Incogni. They do it for you. As of today, they have located my private information with 794 different data brokers, and they've had that data removed with 710 of those. Now you can get an extra level of protection with Incogni's custom removals feature, available in the Unlimited plan and the Family Unlimited plan. You can point to any website on the internet where you find your personal information being revealed, and one of Incogni's privacy agents will get it removed. Check out Incogni using the link below, or go to incogni.com/civil and use code CIVIL to take your private data off the market. Now let's get back to the video. There was conflicting information about what the guy being arrested here was being arrested for. It was said that they had a warrant for felony arson. So I did some digging, and that is not why this guy was being arrested at all. And now it actually makes much more sense to me. Like, why go arrest this homeless guy and have all these cops there, including the senior leadership, and then make a big show of it? Something just didn't seem right given what I was told. So I looked it up, and this is actually what happened. This was felony destruction of property. I got a copy of the criminal complaint, the charging document, and this is what it says. On August 5th, 2025, at approximately 13:31, the defendant, then unidentified as John Doe, was walking east on 4th Avenue in Huntington, West Virginia. As the defendant crossed 7th Street, coming from the Harmony House, which is the homeless shelter, he stopped at an unmarked cruiser that was parked on 7th Street. The defendant removed a folding knife and began carving into the paint on the cruiser, spelling the word skunk. The defendant was captured on courthouse CCTV, ironically, and was located an hour later at the Harmony House. The defendant failed to identify himself and was arrested for destruction of property, a felony, and failure to print/identify. So it makes much more sense now. This guy carved the word skunk into a police cruiser. They tracked him down, they found him, and they made a spectacle out of it. It was one of those, let's teach this guy a lesson things. Although I was told that the footage from those cameras did not capture what happened, it actually did capture what happened. After I released the video last night, I started getting all sorts of information, including information that the video was there, that it did exist. The video was first obtained by Kyle Vass, an investigative reporter with the ACLU, who just this afternoon posted a portion of the footage on his Facebook page. I have the entire portion of the footage for you. At the beginning of the video, you can see that there's only the one police cruiser there and there's nobody standing there yet. We see a couple of feet standing on the sidewalk, and then we see officers walking into frame. Two uniformed Cabell County Sheriff's deputies, one carrying a backpack, then a man in a blue shirt who appears to be a non-uniformed sheriff's deputy, trailing behind. This video footage corroborates the eyewitness testimony that the man being arrested had already been handcuffed and that he was going along with the officers peacefully as opposed to resisting or fighting with them or anything like that.
Because the client was going peacefully, there was no reason.
Was he handcuffed?
Yeah.
Was he fighting with them, or did he appear to be resisting?
Nope. He was like when I say peacefully going, like he didn't even say a word. He just stood up, put his hands behind his back, and went.
Shortly after they arrive at the police cruiser, that's where we see Chief Deputy Zerkle walking into view beginning at the lower left. He walks from the direction of the homeless shelter towards the police cruiser where the man is surrounded by these three police officers. We can see that Zerkle is pointing his finger and seems to be yelling towards somebody standing on the sidewalk. He walks back and yells more at the people on the sidewalk. This occurred prior to the cell phones coming out. So what we saw yesterday was apparently not the first time that he was yelling at the people on the sidewalk. Zerkle walks back to the police cruiser. At around the same time, there is a black Chevy Tahoe SUV that pulls up. That is the sheriff, Sheriff Doug Adams, the sheriff of Cabell County, West Virginia. He gets out of the SUV and he walks towards the arrest. He's wearing khaki pants with a black polo shirt. As he walks up, that is when the use of force takes place, which we can see on the video. As the sheriff walks up, you can see Chief Deputy Zerkle apparently yelling or saying something to the arrestee, and then the large deputy on the right side can be seen slamming the arrestee's head into the police cruiser, just like the witnesses said. And there we see the Cabell County Sheriff watching the whole thing from just several feet away. After the head slam, you can see that the man sort of went limp, looking like his knees buckled in response to the use of force. And just like the witnesses said, that's where we then see them walk into the screen at the lower left and then beginning to film what they just witnessed.
They slammed that guy's head on the sheriff's door. Like, it took like 3 to 4 of them to slam that guy's head on the door, and he was peacefully going.
You saw this?
Yes, and that's when, like, after him yelling, and then they slammed his head, that's when my phone came out. And then Zerkle did not like that, and so Emily, I'm sure you're familiar with Emily, she pulled her phone out too, and all we were doing was recording how he was acting.
Why did they record that, Emily?
I got it too.
Get that shit out.
Don't touch me.
Get!
No.
Get!
Nope, you're recorded, sir.
Get out of here. Clean this trash up and get out of here.
Did somebody get him? Put his hands on me?
I have it recorded too.
Cool.
Get out of here. Leave. You're going to get arrested for obstruction. Leave. Leave.
We're just recording what you're doing to us.
You want a set of handcuffs? Come on. Get your ass out of here. Leave.
Emily, what's Logan's number?
You're in the process of obstruction of arrest. Leave.
Public property.
Here he comes back again.
You all need to move out in front of this brown building. It is county property. It's not yours. Move on up.
Is it public, sir?
What about the sidewalk?
Is it public?
Just move out of here.
Don't touch. I'm just asking if it's public.
Whose buggy's that?
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it.
Whose
Okay.
buggy's that?
We have no idea.
We just work here.
I'm a staff, sir. I'm okay.
John, second. Do you know whose
You
buggy?
think this is
I don't know what
acceptable?
buggy this is.
I work here.
But no, but they're humans.
I'm not saying they're not, but trash is not good.
My team goes on back, please.
This is
If
not
he's in the
acceptable.
courthouse, I know.
He grabbed her.
I know.
And I got it on
We do the best we
record.
can around here. I mean, like.
Whitney's on her way down.
I touched you.
I have it on
like this.
record.
I didn't hurt you.
I have it on record.
Nature. You're
I definitely
you're this close
self-provoking.
to doing obstruction. So just go back to your job.
Obstruction is not filming somebody banging somebody's head. They banged his head.
Can we get the definition of obstruction?
And in the event that your lying eyes are deceiving you about what you saw on that video, I found the mugshot of the guy who was arrested, and guess what it shows? A laceration to his face there in the mugshot. Gee, I wonder how that occurred. But police are sometimes allowed to use force against people. That is authority we give them, right? That's right. There are circumstances where police can use force when taking somebody into custody. Depending on the totality of the circumstances, any particular use of force could be justified under those circumstances. But how do we know when those circumstances exist? Well, one way is body cam, but the traditional way is police reports. In particular, most police departments will have something called a use of force report. Like, yeah, you can use force against somebody, sometimes very violent force, but you have to document it so that we know that it's justified. Police officers are taught at the police academy to write police reports that include all important information, such as any facts that would justify a violent use of force. For instance, here, if you were forced to use violence against somebody in such a way as to cause a laceration on their face, if you were smart and you wanted to follow the rules and follow the Constitution, you would write in your police report, as I was arresting the subject, he began engaging in all of these behaviors that became an officer safety concern. He was threatening us. This is what he said. Then he jerked this way, jerked that way. He tried to kick us. He tried to spit on us. Whatever. You insert the facts that you're relying on in your police report. Then even if there's no body cam footage or there's no surveillance camera footage or there's no footage at all, the officer followed their department rules and wrote out a report with all of the important information that together justified a violent use of force. Here we know for a fact from the document that I showed you at the beginning of the video that nothing of that sort was documented here. Not the fact that there was a use of force, not allegations that any use of force was necessary or justified. And where there's a use of force, especially one that causes actual physical injuries that we can see on a mugshot, where that occurs and it's not even mentioned in the police report, that is a huge red flag. And anytime that a use of force occurs against somebody who is surrounded by 3 or 4 police officers and the person is handcuffed behind their back, that is also a huge red flag. And it's such a huge red flag that it has landed many police officers in federal prison. Also, at the very beginning of this video, I told you that something had been changed. Here's what it is. Wouldn't it be nice to hear the audio of what's being said prior to these 2 ladies turning on their cameras? Wouldn't it be nice to know whether or not audio on the surveillance footage captured the sound of this man's head hitting the car, as well as the conversation or lack thereof that took place both before and after this happened? That could provide a lot of important context, a lot of important evidence for us to know whether or not the law was violated here by the police officers. Well, I happen to know for a fact that this footage originally had audio that captured those things, but that when the county provided this footage to the ACLU, guess what it was missing? Whether intentional or not, no audio. That audio is important evidence. Where is it? Why is it missing from the video? And suddenly this becomes a much, much more serious problem than just physically abusing a homeless man. I'll just say this, the cover-up is always worse than the crime. Obviously, this is a developing story. I've told you what I know. More information is coming out continuously, and I thank you for that. Keep it coming. I'm sure I'll have an update very soon, so please subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. You can follow me on X at John Bryan ESQ. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.